What's up, Lux? How you doing? Beaky, how are you? Jack Stack, what's good? Jack, you pulled from the bag, right? You got what's his butt, Hornswoggle from the bag, right, Jack? What's up, CM Punk? Thick Rex never forget, indeed. What's up, Corn Dog, Telvin? Right on, Jack. Congrats, buddy. How's everyone doing today on Tuesday? What's up, Big Show? You're on pace to get them both? What do you mean, Lux? What's up, Smacked? How you doing? Nice, Beaky. Congrats. Yeah, corn dog? Makes a big difference when you can't cascade. When, like, you can't. So Brett's new gear. We'll start with some zombie Brett gameplay. Black gems do 100% more damage. If you guys want to see anything else with the gear, let me know. That ended up being my favorite build set, Jack. Weird that a sub build was my favorite build set, but yeah. What's up, Zandale? How you doing, bud? Ah, congrats, Derek. Way to go. Nice, Beaky. You're on a hot streak. You are on a hot streak. What did you guys think of the increased health pool in the ladies' feud? Did it affect very many of you? And what do we think about the zombie event so far? If anyone has an opinion yet, early. So you can see without plates, the gear helps, but isn't really a big deal without plates, right? It definitely helps him, though. Yeah, I didn't really notice it either, Big Show, to be honest. Yeah, there was a 40% HP buff on the 2 free steps. Gave you a 40% HP buff. Plus, Asuka has 99 MP. So, there's a lot of people that like to just run all Hall of Fame and Cody on her. Striker Cody. So, that's the 40% buff. 40% on each of the 2 Hall of Fames. That's like 120%. And then if you put Cody, it's 150% health buff. Which is just a bit extreme, you know? So, worst part of feud is having to use Stacy. Yeah. Yeah, so you ran her too? Yeah. So for Asuka, I just used Indy. But I have a souped up Indy, so maybe not fair, right? Or Bailey, and then just used all 3 moves, but I think I used Indy the bulk of the time though, and Indy hits like, 130, 140 million pin. Yeah, I didn't mind the health. I actually kind of like the health, to be honest. I know a lot of people don't. I kind of liked it, actually. I don't like, it didn't feel like any harder of a feud. I was actually not at home. I was on vacation for the weekend, and I got all but the last milestone, and I didn't put a lot of time in. Um, like, a ton of time. So you're my favorite. I'm your favorite, Rusty. Thanks, Rusty. Yeah, Big Show, mostly the same, right? 2 and 3 clicks. Naomi was great with green, obviously. Being buffed. Yeah, so Chelsea, if you didn't have like all the stuff I have, yeah. Overtuned just a bit. Yeah. So luckily, Scott, I didn't see many tier 6 medals. It really depends on what size you run. So, for example, guys, you know I have a big roster. I don't spend nothing. Um, and I don't have a single proper set of tier 6s. I have a tier 6 Fury set, but the main medal is purple gem damage, not the rainbow gem damage. So I actually don't have a proper full set of any tier 6 medals. So I think, and it could be just be I'm super unlucky, right? But for the most part, as long as you where was I going? Oh yeah, as long as you run a smaller like I ran like 250, 250k, I think. I rarely saw tier 6 medals. But this is the thing though. Uh Tier 6 medals aren't going to enable you to hit harder. That's what I was talking about in my video when the I talked about the Fury 3s. When it's an apples to apples comparison, meaning when you have Fury 3 and they have Fury 3 or Armor 2 or whatever, you're going to hit less hard than you did when you both had Fury 2s. It's actually you're going to hit, like I said, you're going to hit less hard. You never ever saw a single tier 6? Yeah, that makes sense, Clay. So the blog, let me guess. Another one of the daily spend events. I don't think there is a daily spend event on this one. I haven't read the blog though, Clay. I don't read the blog. But there isn't a daily spend today, so I'm assuming there's not. But I actually rarely read the blog on an event like this because too much changes, right? I just do my daily crap. There's nothing to plan for, right? I don't need to know stuff in advance. And I used to be very big on the blog. You can ask Scott. I would do big breakdowns, all that stuff. But as time has went on, what you actually can get is way less, and there's not a lot of in between. You know what I mean? So there's really no reason to, in my opinion, to break them down anymore because you just don't get anything, right? You get to the gold chest and maybe a little bit more if you don't spend. So the only thing you get more of is spend. So the answer, like how to do well in every event, is just spend. That's the answer, right? So that's why I don't really anymore. And then as far as like reading the blog, I just don't care. I just play the event when it comes out, and I'm way less mad that way. The daily event it does start tomorrow, Scott? Okay, cool. So apparently there is one, Clay, and it starts tomorrow, just not today. So if you're gonna buy pulls and do pulls, don't do them today. 20 Sarge short from Z Bailey. Yeah, we can look at the prize wall. Let's take a look. Yeah, you don't need to overthink it anymore. Correct. You just go play, and then wherever you're at, if you want to get more, you got to spend. There's no like shortcuts, hidden things. Usually, you just got to spend. For the most part. And that's why it's a part of why the game is a lot less fun. Yeah, 250 exactly, Clay. And right there. So you beat your 120 by a good margin. 250 for Bailey for 27,000 currency. That I don't know what we're going to end up getting. I feel like this is probably in range free to play. Probably. I don't know. That's a straight up just bald face guess. Like I think I don't know, right? So there's so many variables, and then if you get lucky, one lucky bag can do that. You know what I mean? It will help a bunch. So I don't think you're getting, yeah, with the way the plates are priced, I think 12 to 15k is probably reasonable to guesstimate. 12 to 15k. Exactly, Scott. I would, that's just looking at the prize wall. Generally, I feel like, this kind of stuff, the 12 to 15k range doesn't look like heavily protected things to me, or things that would be heavily protected. And then it looks like the stuff they're very trying to protect start at like 30k and up, right? This, like, Sammy gear. So I'd say 30k and up, and then another tier at the 50k mark, right? That looks like what they're trying to. No, yeah, you're gonna have to buy a shard pack and then hope you get this. This looks so. This Rusty, if you spend a little bit, I think you can get the 500 shards, and then you can recruit him in October probably if you don't want to spend a ton. Or you could buy the $100 pack that's got 150 LA Knight shards, and then the bonus rewards and stuff. You get 1.5 million solo points in the bonus rewards and that kind of stuff. That maybe gets you where you need to be, Rusty. But it's just a question of if you think he's worth that kind of money. Personally, I think there are better tricksters, but I mean, like, I don't think Howdy's that great compared to, like, as a fighter, right? As a coach, that's where Howdy's value is. He's a fine fighter, but, like, you know, Hall of Fame JBL's the best trickster, probably. Well, I think so. That's just my opinion, right? And Truth with Everything is 2-click and super good, and then NWO and Macho. Those are my, like, top 3 tricksters in my opinion. Then you can start debating, like, where does Zombie LA, Hornswoggle, Howdy, where do those guys fit in? Yeah, his coach is great. All the zombie coaches are great. They're good. They're like a 4 for me. They're like a 4. That's awesome, Clay. Congrats on Maxine. Very cool. But I think it's a pretty decent-ish prize wall, depending how many things we get. But it's impossible to know with Scopely where you're going to end up. Plus, it's all RNG bags too. When you look at the, excuse me, when you look at the milestones, like, if you get most of your stuff done, wow, what the heck? Generally, you get to the gold chest. Although I don't think that was the case with Hornswoggle, right? Oh my gosh, Chris, get out of here. So again, luck will play a factor in how people view this event, right? If you get like a general's hand, and a bite man's battle armor, and these are ones you don't really use and you have a bunch, maybe you think, and a Chelsea's entombment because you have 3 of them already, maybe you think this is a crappy event. But if you don't have a Bianca's Braid Blade, an LA Bite, or, you can always probably use more Sheriff's Badge, all of a sudden you're like, ooh, this is really good. Um, yeah, for sure, Rusty. R-Truth needs everything, and then he's awesome. So, like, but these are all random, right? They look like most of the time they're going to probably average 200-ish to 250 so far on what I'm seeing. I don't know what other people are seeing. Scott's usually got a good guesstimate on that too, but I'm going to guess around 175 to 200 of these. That's nice for you, Lux. I got nothing good from the Hornswoggle event. It's really was about, you got about 60% of the card, the poster, right? Unless you got lucky. So for me, it was the same as every event, except there was no good prize wall with Hornswoggle. So I actually feel like, for me personally, I hated the Hornswoggle event. There've been some bad events this month, but that's that I came away with something. Hornswoggle event, no, I didn't get anything good. Yeah, that's my thought too, Scotty. So if you figure you get 200 of these, per chest, and you can get to the gold milestone, then you could add them up and see where you think you're going to get. Plus there's other ones and stuff. I don't know if the hanger gears are out now for a revamp. We could probably look. Oh, inconsistent game data. What was wrong? We could probably look. They were better than normal. I wouldn't say loaded. That is, I disagree with loaded, right? But either way, I hate RNG, so, because it's stupid. I would much rather have worse bags and more shards, to be honest, because I'll get his shards in the future, right? And over time, the house always wins, so I'll skip the odds and I'll just take more shards. That's how I look at it. If he was going away forever, then the bags, sure. Why would you be at a risk of losing Hornswoggle, Derek? No. What makes you say that? Why would you lose your Hornswoggle you got from a bag? No, there's no zero risk whatsoever of losing Hornswoggle. The bags weren't that good. Not even kind of. What was I looking at? I was gonna look at something before I got that refreshed. I don't remember. I don't know, I guess we were looking at the chests and how many there might be. Hangers, thanks, Sandel. Because what hasn't happened in the past with other superstars? There've been good bags before, Derek. There have off and on, some of them are quite good comparatively to the usual like point zero whatever horrible percent we normally have. So yeah, you're fine, Derek. The bags were not bugged at all. Nothing to worry about, buddy. Hornswoggle's yours. Enjoy. You are fine. It wasn't a case of like where everyone had them or that kind of thing. Yeah, you are A-okay, buddy. A-okay. Enjoy your Hornswoggle, Derek. He's very good. Very, very good. In fact, you can win triple blue without a strap. Yeah. I didn't, right, Chris? Yeah, it looks like it to guarantee him it was a $400 spend. To guarantee him. So take that for what it's worth. Hangers. There's a way to look this up by gear, right? And then it should be able to click on one of those and see how do we do this? This account probably has most of the gears loaded. That's going to be a problem. Is there a way to get to them other than that? Does anyone know, actually? I'm sure this account has every single gear unlocked. Hey, Smokey, how you doing, bud? If it's got Samoa Joe gear, it's got to have every gear, right? Locker room. The heck is the locker room? Up on the VIP thing? Is this the locker room? That's... What's the lock? These... I've never been here. On this account. What do you mean when you say the locker room? Top right. Oh, here. How do you... where? How do you find the gears here? The gear shop where you can buy them? I'm confused. I guess there's some hangers. We click on that. No, that goes to roster. Probably because this account has all the gears. It's really dumb, actually. There should be a much better way to get there than this. Is it in one of the stores? What's up, Corey? How you doing? Apparently, I'm not the only one that doesn't know how to get there. No, not the gear loot. The where you exchange your hangers. I did say hangers. Like where you exchange them. Because there's someone... Zandel asked if it was updated, and I can't tell on this account. Let me just get my account up, because I definitely don't have all the gears. That also is apparently something they need to work on. Because that's not easy to find. Been busy? Right on, Corey. Hopefully good busy. Correct. Gear for purchase with the hangers. I'll pull my account up, and we'll look at that. Let me switch it over so you guys can see too. Window capture. Here we go. Mherex account. Sir. Gear doodaddies in here. All this stuff that I never spent. I don't even know how many gear things I... Probably just faster to go into my roster at this than this mess. Yeah, I'll just go into my roster. Whatever. AJ. What's up, Willbreaker? Do I have... Yeah, I don't have all his gear. No, I don't want to... If I unlock, I'll use my hangers, right? I don't want to do that. Because I doubt they have a "Are you sure" button in this. I don't remember anywhere we have an "Are you sure" button, so not AJ. Let's do someone else. I wouldn't mind Goldberg's second gear, so let's see if he has one. More info. More info. That's going to take me to the loot, right? Of course it is. So I feel like this is a problem, to be honest. Unless somebody actually knows how to get to the stupid gear place without potentially accidentally buying it. This is kind of a problem. What kind of silly thing is this? Andre said he was going to be in the gear, so I'm guessing no, Zandel. Because the thing said Andre's gear would be in there, so I don't think it's updated. What's up, SMG? But I really do want to know if there's a good way to get there. I have that. And I certainly don't want to accidentally buy some gear that's worthless, which is most of them. Yoko? I don't have his gear. Yeah. I don't know. Zandel, can't answer your question. Hold on, let me... I'm gonna bring this up while I'm thinking about it. Is there... wait. Yeah. Is there a reason it's, like, impossible to find the gear hanger shop? Well, I don't feel bad if no one else knows how. So, whatever. Alright, enough of that crap. I'm over it. That's stupid. In my opinion. Okay. So Brett with one gear. I'll run him without plates with one gear again, and then we can put some plates on, and then we can move on to Bailey. Ugh. Did you try turning it on and off again? I would... I'm gonna keep that to myself. That wouldn't have been nice. So 100% strap, blah, 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 blah. There's your entourage. So what's everyone up to? What's good? Do people care about the zombie event? Like, who's excited for zombies? Who couldn't care less? Who's ambivalent? Rusty, I love you, but I will respectfully disagree. Anything that's a subplate, I put negative value in. You're rolling up at the moment. Why am I not surprised, Smokey? Not too interested in it, great? Okay. Blow on the cartridge? Yeah, Scotty. Which tours are too easy, Jack? The zombie tours? You want them to be harder? That's a first. I'm kind of with Clay here. Jack, kind of with Clay here. You're always excited for zombies. Which zombies, if any, are you missing, Corey? Yeah, Rusty, you know me. Don't take it. Don't take it with a grain of salt. You know me, Rusty. It does add 200%, which is a lot of damage. It's useful, also useful in boss battle, right? Where subs are not a bad thing. Subs are a good thing in boss battle. And also in tours. I find they're fine in tours. You're missing a lot, great. You're ambivalent, Scotty. 600 from Melee, 800 from Punk. So I get closer, fine. But I probably won't because I'm not spending to still be short. Yeah, that makes sense. Bailey's gear, maybe if I ever make her gem damage, but probably won't. Yeah, I get you, Scott, right? Like, I do understand what you're saying. Smokey's 60 shards from Bailey? Yeah, dude. Bailey, honestly, to me, um, I think Bailey and Indy are the two best ladies in the game. Zombie Bailey and Acro Indy, I think, are, to me, are the two best ladies in the game. So, I mean, Brett hits okay this way. 38 million gem. It's not bad, but it's not gonna, like, knock you over at gold these days, right? Naomi's would be my number 3, I think, probably Smokey, to be honest. Naomi would probably be my 3rd. You chased Hornswoggle. Did you at least get him SMG? Yes, so that's the thing, and we'll look at Bailey in a minute. So it could be potentially beneficial. Oh, congrats, bud. How did you have to spend the full amount to guarantee him? It was basically, if you didn't have good RNG, you probably got locked into 400. Abby with moments is very good as well, Chris. Yes, with both Wyatt moments in particular. Hopefully you didn't get stuck having to do the full 400 SMG. Normally get very excited about zombie events, but don't really care about this, and actually haven't been excited about anything in the game the last few weeks. Big Show, get out of my head. For me so far, this month is a disaster. Hornswoggle event was no better. It was the same as all of them. Z Bailey is my girlfriend. Showboat Asuka, Smokey, she's great. Literally, after 99 MP, my Showboat Asuka will 2-click for 100 million. It does take a little bit longer because you have to put the reinforce down and then the countdown down on the one move, and then of course you blow up the board almost twice with the reinforces. But she's a faster version of, like, and a much harder hitting version than Maxine. Is she 4 on my list? Probably. Smokey, probably right in that range. Yeah. Yeah, what Clay said, in a Big Show, a lot. Like, I'm excited and glad we got Hornswoggle. Like, that's cool. That was really cool. But part of it's the S tier. So Liv is, with what's in the game now, to me is very underwhelming. Like, because Charlotte and May and Molly, I prefer all 3 of them to her, right? And then on top of it, I don't really care about her training ability that much. It's okay, but it's one of those niche ones, you know? But it's more the fact that, like, everybody now, unless you spend a lot, has basically no chance on the S plus, and the events have just been, like, very, I mean, every event is the same. You need Naya, you need, like, you need Jay, you need Gunther, you need all the S pluses that have came out that none of us got, including me. Other than, the only reason I have Howdy is because I used my club store points on him, didn't get close to him. Like most people, we all end up, like, what is it, 2,000 to 1,000 short of the S plus for most people, unless you spend a ton. Probably Smokey. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I won't be getting Hornswoggle anytime soon. Anyone in chat have a Black Royal Rumble plate? Anybody? That they're not using it on? Brett's pretty solid this way with the Black Royal Rumble. But it takes longer. You got one you're not using, Zandel? Okay. I have mine on Striker Dom. Love it on Striker Dom. It's not good for me either, Rusty. I don't know if I would say worst ever for me, but it's certainly up there. Yeah. Some of the past Hall of Fames I felt like were maybe not this year's. This year's Hall of Fame is one of the better months I've thought in the last like 6 or so. So that's 71 million there. Dominique Charriers, yeah. So honestly, guys, most of the Master Manager, there's really a lot of it. There's not much reason, in my opinion, really to do a lot of it. I won't do the Striker talent up on this one probably. Yeah, the CSS are brutal lately. That's the biggest change I feel like in general is the CSS and feud line bonuses are all significantly worse. Like in general, CSS in like every event and feud line bonuses and stuff. Those are definitely at an all-time low for me. Like you basically know if you're missing one of them. If it was a zero shard recruit, they're going to be a CSS every time, or an S plus. They're in the CSS like every single time. At least a couple of them, or if not more. No, I already finished it. Tag match is kind of weird in whatchamacallit. So that's Brett with the Black Royal Rumble. I'll run another one. Yeah, Scott, maybe. There's 30 shards, but you can get those without having to do all the talent up. You know what I mean? You can get that without having to do all the talent up for sure. And this is the one that you actually need to do the talent up in because it's worth points. Normally it's not worth very many points. This is the one where it is helpful to do it for sure. Yes. I don't know. I feel like maybe for a while some of the stuff was maybe undertuned a little bit for their liking, not mine. And now it's overtuned, I feel like, too far. So hopefully it'll swing back. It sort of feels that way, Smokey, yeah. Which ones are that, Chris? What are the few changes you like? So 70 million with the Black Royal Rumble. Dude, let me what about the Seth plate? Do very many people grab that Seth plate? Oh, I just use a sub if they have a sub for any of the survival modes. Sub makes it super easy. If you don't have a sub, just bring one Shango down prop and just swipe. I just swipe. I don't even use moves. I can beat the survival tours most of the time unless they get a lucky 5 match. You can win with like a 5-star if it'll let 4-star if it'll let you put it in. Yeah, Hall of Fame Ron, it's awesome on. Yeah. Oh, yes, that's been a thing. Clay, the loots aren't worse. That's a misconception in my opinion. The loots have always, and I mean always been horrible. Um the loots are no worse to me now than they were in the past. So this is like what you consider a cheap one when a mega is 69 pulls, right? Instead of 40. So these are all, and you get 5 guaranteed. We'll just take this one for example and I'll pick on this one, right? Um Here's your featured pool. 2% chance, so not great. And then in your featured pool, you're mostly going to get probably stuff like Oscar, Cross, this kind of thing, you know. And then there's Rabbit and Seamus shards, right? Like, what? Okay, fine, whatever. This isn't bad. Howdy's in there. Like, this is definitely no worse than normal. Like, there's no common in there. Like, no freebie. Still no freebie on the A tiers, you know what I mean? Like, or on the rares. This is just a normal loot. This is what most of them are. I did enjoy the extra HP. I feel like, Chris, it didn't bother me. This is looks just like loot has forever to me, right? And this is a poor one because it's the this is a like I said, yeah, this one's that's fine. I don't have a problem with that loot. That's like as far as I have a problem with every loot, I don't have more of a problem with that loot, right? These ones are always like this sort of thing, although now you can get all of the posters in the top tier, and then they have their own as well. I think that one might be different here in the featured. You can correct me if I'm wrong. These are, of course, 24 for a mega. They're not equal odds or anything, whatever. The zombie one is most of the rare zombies in the featured. Pretty much most of the rare ones. Yeah. To be honest, I had Sammy way before I got him. Super rare. Again, most of them are rare except Gunther and Kane. Don't think he's rare anymore either. So I don't feel like they're any worse, to be honest. They're just not good in general. So the thing is, there was a thing posted a few years ago now, 3-4 years ago, when, well, at least probably when Scott is still here. Scott will remember the exact number. The odds of hitting the featured when Technician Kofi came out were like of actually hitting Kofi as the weekend poster were like 0.0000001%. It was a lot of point zeros before you got to the 1. That's not uncommon. 100% not uncommon. For the featured to have like almost no chance to get. Like you're talking like win the lottery kind of chances. That definitely happens. The more you don't have, the better your chances are in a loot, obviously. But you have to realize that all of the loot are weighted. How was that? It was data mined. It was data mined and taken right from the code on that one, Rusty. But anybody that thinks there's good odds when it's 1% chance to hit the featured, you're just lying to yourself because they're all weighted. It's not equal odds within that 1%. So, 1 out of 100 chance to hit the featured, and then of hitting the specific ones you want, good luck. Because this is going to be weighted to the lesser ones and the shards for sure than the posters. So your odds of actually getting stuff are way worse than stated, but that doesn't stop people. I've talked about this for years. That doesn't stop anyone from pulling. Everyone thinks they're going to get good stuff. You don't. You should never pull unless you're fine with getting nothing in the pull. If you say if I don't pull anything in this pull and I still want to do it, it's okay with me, then go ahead and do the pull. But if you're pulling trying to get the poster, you're not. Yeah, not from pulls though. Or if you do, it's after you already got them from feud. So you always do what, Smiles? Oh, One True gets things because he wins in feud. 70% of loot pullers give up right before they pull the feature poster, indeed. Yeah, I don't know, Clay. That's an interesting subject or topic to see if it changes much with microtransactions. Not really relative to our game, other than the fact that Scopely bought Nintanic, or at least Pokemon Go from them. And I don't know that they bought Nintanic, but yeah, JL Niners. That's how you look at it. So like that's in particular what I didn't like about the Hornswoggle event. There was like no prize wall. I wasn't really going to get anything else. And the other than Hornswoggle, there wasn't a lot in that loot either, So, yeah. Uh, you know. Loot is just unfortunate part about gacha games in general. It's easily, I say this all the time, it's the worst part of the game. That's why I don't like doing loot pulls. I don't like the idea that it might encourage people that can't afford it to pull, and people to have the wrong idea about it, right? I feel like too many people spend irresponsibly when they shouldn't. Then that's based on DMs that I've had. Like literally I've had people tell me like I've been hiding my spending from my wife, like I got divorced because I was spending too much, a bunch of stuff like that. I'm in debt that's going to take me 4 or 5 years to get out of because I spent too much on the game. That's horrible. Yeah, not that part. I know, Rusty. Right? Lots of DMs from people that have overspent, can't control their own spending. I've at times, even as careful as I am, have spent more than I wanted to. Right? You get in a bad spot or a spot where you're like, wow, I spent way too much. A lot of it is heartbreaking, Rusty. Yeah. And I think just like, because gacha games in general appeal the same as gambling does. Right? That's the big thing about it. That's the, what is it you get? It's not endorphins. That's not the right word. Although you might get those too. Dopamine hit. It's the dopamine rush when you, like, it's like also like pulling sports cards out of packs, you know? Instant regret of doing a big pull is real. Yeah. Yeah. Right, Zandel? Right? So this is with the other plate that a lot of people got, the Seth plate. My favorite part of the game, honestly, kind of more the roster management stuff, Chris. I like building characters, trying them out, roster, because I really like sim games in general, you know what I mean? Cage rules is worse than loopholes. I mean, might be. Not always, Rusty. Not always. So when the character sucks, I really don't like doing the preview. When the character is worse than I feel like it should be for what is required to get it or where it's at, I don't like doing the preview. Zandel, I haven't been buying them currently. I do want to revisit that where like maybe once a week or so I'm busting some packs or something and make some videos on those. I think that would be really fun. Because I like collecting sports cards, but also that's another chunk of money that I don't necessarily need to spend, you know? So I don't know that I will for sure. But yeah. I really was one true. I did try Godfather at Silver once, and I'm like, oh yeah, people are going to make videos of this at Gold, and I'm just going to be like, yeah, you're not going to do that in Feud. Because he does not. And even it just, yeah, no. Not, So, okay, that's not really what is impressive with bread and gear is if you have the drip plate, which, you know, some people do. They brought back at Christmas. That's when Brett gets really impressive. I will just run this once, guys, for people that want to see it. But even so, if you have a drip plate, unless you're a Brett Mark, you probably don't want to use it on a choose person. There are a lot better options for your drip plate, I would say. But if you're a Brett Mark, this hits really hard. Who is the most game-changing? Which gear, Clay? In the entire game? Which gear is the... It's like 122 million that way. Yeah. You could put it on here if you have to use them. Yeah, right, Chris? Yeah, I like roster management. I like building characters up, and I like to know I can execute the way I want to. So, like, I like knowing I can put a good feud roster together, go out and win some feuds and stuff, and have it be easy, sort of thing. By win, I mean win some brawls, not win feud. Just let's clarify here. And then I get bored with it, right? My characters did well, my roster did well, it did what I wanted them to, it was very easy. Great, I set it up right. I proved my hypothesis or theory for my roster, that kind of thing. So that's really what I enjoy about it. I actually really like Showdown. Really like Showdown, and the dumb thing and the great thing about Showdown is it's limited by energy, so it doesn't take a ton of time. So if I'm efficient, I can do way better than people spending way more. Right? Like I can, if I spend $10, I'll probably be top 20 or higher in any showdown if I care and I spend $10. If I spend nothing, sometimes I can get that high. You know, it is so showdown I really like because I get a ton of reward for little effort, like in monetarily effort is more what I mean because I don't necessarily mind putting effort into something if I feel like the reward is there, but I don't do random reward, right? Like that's the problem with most of the rewards in this game. There's these stretch milestones, but it's all random. So why do I want to feud for an extra 5 or 6 hours when it's maybe worthless? Some of the best gears in general, Clay. I mean, most of them aren't super impactful. MP gears generally are nice. Um, someone that you can use. So like probably right now on my roster, the most impactful gear is Ron, Hall of Fame Ron, probably on my roster. It's probably Hall of Fame Ron because it lets me one click with him even after 99 MP. Um, so usually I would say the MP gears tend to be, but not always. Yeah, Indy's gear is really nice too. No, I'm not. We just were doing Brett. Bailey's next. Fatu gear, yeah. Jacob hits harder, much harder with his gear, sure. Waller gear is great for boss and useful for other stuff too. Yeah. Those are some good ones too. Yeah, I mean, sure. I'm happy to show my Hall of Fame run. I have more fun playing my account than the CC account, that's for sure. So I do have the moment as well, which definitely makes a difference. His multiply gems are 3 bigger. It's not a be all end all. Nah, it's 100% strap. This is on just for when I feel like being cheeky because I don't need it anywhere. But it's on there, the dirty deeds, but it's not going to be used. This also isn't used for one click. They're literally both on here just in case I want to do more clicks, depending on the situation, right? But otherwise, I just click this one button here, and the one click build with the gear is, let me get this right because I got it. So gear adds 4. Let me make sure I get it right. Yeah, 4. And we need 10. So I usually run it this way because that gives us 6 and then 10 with the other one. I usually run it this way. Yeah, Smoky, just as fine, right? So one clicking, none of this is none of the plates are doing anything, right? So none of these plates are doing anything. It's just so the damage isn't like crazy necessarily. It's just how much time it saves. No, it's not required. So you just pick your spots, right? Rusty. Um and then nothing is required really. It doesn't work, Smokey, on one click. Nothing works on one click. 69 million. So like that's just one move and done, right? Like that's where it's really beneficial because it saves you so much time. Really time. So you're talking the red. So every, just not every, most of the moderators and at least 3 of the CCs, most of the moderators and at least 3 of the CCs that I've seen in rooms, the moderator room in particular is where this stuff was talked about. Um, we had to make a whole thread for how bad it was, and it can't be changed this month. So that was the end of it. But they know it's that we think it's bad, right? They know. So that's the loadout for me. You can do it without zombie LA. If you don't have zombie LA, Rusty, just use another zombie. It's just as good. almost as good. Just I'll put Bailey on and show you. The midweek loot, Chris. The instead of the prize wall, you know, the red midweek loot, you know, the stupid armory loot. Like universally pretty much hated across the board. But it's not changing this month, so it's a little bit less there, Rusty, 63. Oh no, Smokey. How do you know if it would work or not? You know you can see in Feud how much health they have, right? Um before you go in. And then once you're in, you also know. That's what the other plates are on there for too, in case I make a mistake. So generally, I'll pick low health targets. You pick your strikers, um, you pick your acros, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. You don't pick showboats if you're gonna one click. But then, Smokey, if you get in a spot where you bit off more than you could chew, then you can just adjust with the plates you have. So, because I have the Dirty Deeds plate, I could do this. I could do this, and then I could hit the finisher. I could also hit the black move again and get an additional 50%. So it just depends. He's flexible, right? So that's 90 million, and I can do 100 million with this loadout. If I click another button. So that's more what I mean. That's why those plates are on him, to give him that flexibility if I do pick unwisely. But I know how hard he's going to hit with a pretty close approximation. So that's, you know, if somebody's got like less than 70 million health, he's not going to lose. You know, yes, this is with the moment, of course. It doesn't happen till after it takes effect, Smokey. So the way it works is the move happens, then the plate procs. In the case of the combo finisher, it procs after the move has happened, so it's too late. Unless it lasts more than one turn. Probably the reason that you just said at the end there, Clay. I sound... Me? I definitely am not a political lawyer for Scopely. But they work after the move. It all... Think... If anyone played Magic the Gathering, I use this analogy all the time. It's the way they go on and off the stack. Rusty, I know, likes this analogy, right? So it goes on the stack, and then it resolves in a specific order. And this move resolves before the skill plates. That's why it works out. Okay. Yeah. the where it gets slightly confusing is if there's a finisher that activates a gem like Dom's Juggernauts. And this is good educationally for people. So like Dom's Juggernaut gems in his finisher, right? Normally this skill plate wouldn't work on a finisher, just like the anniversary plate wouldn't work on the finisher. But in Dom's case, what happens is the Juggernauts are already out there, so they go off, right? And that procs the plate, and then the finisher technically resolves, which is really weird because you would think it would be exactly the same, but it's not, right? So I'll kind of show you here. Let me do whatever. It doesn't really matter what's on him because it's 99 MP, but just for fun, let's make him hit. Okay, so normally if the Juggernauts were placed with the finisher, this wouldn't work, right? But because they aren't, the stuff that is from this move will resolve from this. It's just really weird. So in this case, it actually will proc the extra damage from the X breaks going out right there. That actually procs the plate and you get the buff, which is really weird compared to how the other stuff works. Because they were already out, I guess. That's the best reasoning I can come up with, and you can see he does like 130 million because of that. But anyway, it's really weird. So you can think you have stuff figured out, Smokey, and then there's like little weird stuff that changes. Also, plates don't behave the same way in boss that they do in regular battles. By the way, subplates work and proc stuff in boss that they don't anywhere else, so that also complicates it. Now that you know, okay. Well, if you know that, that'll probably help explain why it's so freaking weird and can be frustrating. So first off, I want to say, visually, I love Zombie Bailey's gear. I think it's one of my favorite zombie gears. I'm just throwing that out there. Yes, exactly, Smokey. I like the pink in the hair, combed over like that, and I love the Bailey shirt, and then she's got the, like, what are those, crustaceans of some sort, scallops coming out of her arms. Yeah, I think this gear is awesome. People that run the move damage setup for Bailey, how often does your gems usually hit for? Like 5 million, 10 million? What do they usually hit for? I don't know. Oh, we can talk about that in a little bit, Derek. No plates, so that's worth noting. The plates aren't going to take effect. Right, I don't either. I 2-click unless this last feud when people had more HP, I 3-clicked. For sure. I used Bailey to take out the showboats a lot that had a bunch of health. Bailey and Indy. I 2-click with her one true, but you know. So move damage wise, this is with a takedown setup too. Move damage wise, we've already done 40 million and another 60. So she does 100 million this way move damage wise, plus whatever this gem damage is with the gear. Another 22 mil. Yeah, Lyra is hitting super hard as well for sure, Chris. I like Lyra as well. Lyra's would be close to my, probably in my top 5 ladies maybe as well. Maybe. Really close if not. Later, Jack. Take care. How do you start with 10 MP loaded? Very, very carefully. Woods, 4. Mellow is 4, so that's 8. Santa is 9. And your turn is 10. Smiles? You just don't place it? What One True is saying also works 100%. You can do this instead and just do the move damage. Hall of Fame JBL is amazing. I prefer his immobile gem moveset that doesn't touch the board. Corey. So that's what One True is saying. And then you get, how much have we done? We've done 25 million plus 60. So it's like 85 million that way and you still don't touch the board. Hall of Fame JBL is ridiculous, Corey. And the immobile gem set isn't nerfable and doesn't touch the gem board. I am seriously considering using... That's hilarious, Clay. Sure. It hits harder. Maybe. Here, let me show you how I'd run JBL, and then you can tell me what hits harder. Does he have a mobile gear? That's gonna F this all up. No, it's gems. Perfect, that's fine. Yeah, so we'll ignore the fact he has gear. And black MP by 10. This, and this. This is perfect. Because this is just Kofi. Kaiser. This. I will shows you, Corey. You got what kind of move damage strap you got, Corey, for JBL? No hourglass plate. What kind of move damage strap you got for JBL? Let me know. Humor me. I promise you won't be disappointed. You got a 50? You got 100? What do we got? I'll use a 50. I think, do I have a 50 on this account? I might not have a 50. I might have to use, I do. Nope, that's armor. Where's the 150? Not that. 50, yeah, okay. All right, how many people have a wasted KO plate sitting around because it's pretty much worthless? Throw that on there. Right here. Really? One true? That's actually shocking. Are you trolling me or are you dead serious? Yeah, right? This is like the only good usage of it I've like ever found. And I'm only a little bit being hyperbolic there. That's regular takedown. What the heck am I doing? Not anything smart. It's so funny how I just start streaming and we'll just get sidetracked off of what I'm supposed to do. I don't care because I'd rather do what you guys want to do. So if it comes up, let's do it. Because Zombie Gear's cool, but you know we already saw it on the 2 more obtainable ones, so that's really the important stuff. Bischoff's too slow for me, but he can hit hard. Moment definitely helps here, for sure, because the moment's gonna add another 100% immobile damage, so the mobiles are gonna be kind of redonkulous. Let's go Sima with more hit points. No strap. He probably can win with this without a strap, to be honest. I'm assuming. And this is also lets you keep the reversal in too, for those of you that like to be douche nozzles, and me included. I mean, if I can have the reversal, why not, right? It's kind of fun. So Big Boot fills everything up. This is random, so you don't have to pick. Animation's fast. And then this doesn't touch the gem board at all. And we're doing 2.39 million for every immobile gem, which is 36. So 36 times 2.39 million is, he's doing 86 million plus whatever damage is on the finisher, another 10 million. So this is like 96 million damage, and it's not nerfable, really, because of the immobile damage. 86 million of it is not nerfable with metals. It's kind of ridiculous. And it's super fast because you don't have to touch the gem board, and it recycles, and nothing nerfs it. So, yeah, I love this. Smokey, literally the KO, it pretty much sucks on everyone. I'm sorry. But that's true. Valid point, 1 true. So this is easily why I think he's the best trickster. Is this moveset. And that's not taking advantage of any gear. It's just silly. Really good. Really good. I wish it was 2-click, but it is a fast, very fast 3-click, so I like him a lot that way. Okay. Really smoky no one. I mean, you can use it, it's just not going to be good. Cowboy Bob has some potential if you have all the moments, but not enough potential, you know? It's just not good. I wish I had better news for you, bud. I do. For those interested, though, also with Bailey, if you want to see what she does full gem, it's not that great. You can absolutely do that if you want, Corey. If that's how you want to play him, you absolutely can. That's crazy, Clay, and I'm not surprised. That's horrible. If anyone was curious what Bailey would do with a full gem damage build, it's worse than the hybrid move damage, by the way. I tested it. It's significantly worse. But one male, all game modes, it would be a Hall of Famer for sure. Probably JBL, honestly. Um JBL and Ron would be at the top of my list because of the Hall of Fame link for Showdown. Holy crap, McMenemy. That's sick, man. Jelly. That's awesome. I mean, we can leave that plate on for now. Her plate's better, but Cena's nice because of the no charge. That's certainly nice. Cena's definitely nice because of the no charge. That's the wrong move right now. That's fine. It's not fine. We effed up. Blame one True King. How you doing, Mac, by the way? We effed up. Totally. Cena's really cool. He's really fun. Who's my favorite to use right now is Dudenator Sammy. Oh, they're really easy, Mac. You won't even have any trouble. Just sub and bring a MP down prop if you need. Almost all of the zombies have a sub. It's not bad. I wish Cena was slightly faster, Smokey, because like I really like Ilya. I think Ilya's better, personally. But my Ilya can 2-click for 115 or 3-click for 175. Cena's very good and doesn't need MP trainers though. So I get why a lot of people like him the best for sure. So full gem damage actually does significantly worse. You can see pre-hitting, we're gonna do what's 13 off of 65 is 52, and she starts at we've done like 50, we've done like 20, we do like 24 million, and then there's the gem damage. And the other way we were doing well over 100 million. So like yeah. I do not like mm-mm. They'll be easy for McMenemy. Let me clarify. They'll be easy for McMenemy. They're definitely not easy for everyone. But my favorite to use right now is definitely Showboat Sammy because I'm a Sammy mark. So anyway, I like Bailey best because it adds more damage with the hybrid set. If you need that extra damage, I like that the potential's there. That's all I like about her gear. I don't think it's needed really or changes much in how I'd play her on a daily basis. I don't personally putting it. I'm not personally putting a huge value. Maxine's interesting, yeah. If you don't have Asuka, then Maxine is very interesting. If you didn't get Asuka Stone Cold. What's up, Bills Mafia? Yeah, so Punk gear looks the best to me. Punk was the best of the zombies other than Bailey prior to Gears. With gear, you don't need any MP trainers. He should like eat, I would think. Um, he's really smooth and one of the few people that are good with cross breaks, X breaks. I'm sorry. At 5 MP, you no longer need any MP trainers. This is the set. I wouldn't run anything else. You can also run the new X break plate. What is it? I forget which the X break one is called. Is it the Chemical X? And or you can run the braid plate, right? 450% to all of his gems is crazy, but you can run either of those, and then you can just start um putting the X break trainers in. Although then finisher, I don't know why DDP is on here though. Um, oh, X breaks do 50% more. That's why. That makes sense because the bulk of the gems will be. Yeah, that's fine. Because most I don't have like Tech Rocky, so if you had Tech Rocky, you'd use Tech Rocky over those. With his generic gem damage to everyone, almost is great. And then here you could use freaking Hogan now. For all of your gem damage would be better because he goes up to 30%. So that would beat the 25. Plus, not every gem is whatchamacallit. So. Ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-da. There we go. Tech is the most loaded class in the game, though. I mean, friggin' Ilya, Mercy, Shredder, Tech Rocky, Cena, crazy. It's just crazy. So probably like this for Punk, and then this has his moment too. He's on this moment, so even more damage. So this is kind of silly, because it's also got the X break one. So, but his gear, how's his gear? I don't like this gear. This weird shower cap thing. This one I don't like. Yeah, I don't like the way this one looks. Most of the other ones are cool. I'm not feeling the Punk one. Yeah, I would not show that gear, me personally. Lady Techs I don't like. Lady Techs and Tricksters I do not like. For feud. Let me clarify. Uh, I'll run them without plates once and then run them with plates. But yeah, Maxine's quite good, Stone Cold. For sure. You're gonna want a Piper plate for her, though. Oh, really, Scott? Okay. I missed that. All right. Good shout. Thank you, Scott. Fair enough. Do you have Fearless Leader, McMenemy? You also have 150% strap. Do you have her gear? Do you have her moment? Oh, are you doing double buff? Are you doing double buff? Okay. How hard do you hit without the double buff? Are you using a gem chucker? Green, whatchamacallit? What's your plate setup? And what are you doing? Like 150% strap makes a big difference for sure. because she's got a gem buff. Thanks. She can hit pretty hard. I know that. But Punk's really quite efficient with his build set because you don't have to choose anything. Pretty fast on the animations. And then this is without plates, by the way. So this just goes pretty smooth. And that's 93 million without any plates. Oh, okay. Never mind. I guess I'm okay with the gear then. Thank you, Zandel. Always Johnny on the spot. They gave him Velvenus gear. Apparently, yes, Chris. Oh my gosh, Will Breaker. There are a lot of green gem ladies, yes. That's the downside. For sure. That's overloaded. So yeah, this hits really hard. And you can add what's the ultimate plate for this? Was there one that doesn't chuck gems that I was thinking of? Just drawing a blank. Or is it just the basic plate? What did Yeah, whatever. Not like he needs it. So then there's the Chemical X or the braid. Yeah, Mac, how hard's that normally hit for you? That's I don't know that I didn't ever max her levels because I kept using Charlotte and I didn't have a 150 strap. So if you had all four, which gear would you get? I would get Punk gear if I had all four for sure. It gives you the MP, right? If we get Steel Cage rule with no entourage, Punk's loaded. Chris, that didn't really hit for much more damage. That was 96 million. That didn't do a whole heck of a lot, but I mean it doesn't have to. That being said, like Powerhouse is super loaded. 70? That sounds about right, Mac. Yeah, that sounds about right. So he would probably want a Piper plate. If he had 100. Probably. To make up for that. Also, keep in mind Max got his levels maxed and his stars filled Stone Cold. On any of the gem buff people, you 100%. That makes a huge difference. Huge difference. How hard does this hit with the chemical? That's also the moment too. So there's that. That's adding a bunch, so I'm not real crazy about all of the extras at this point. Curious how hard the chemical X hits though. Why am I so freaking blind? I would say probably the zombie punk gear though, Chris. Although, like, with, like, Hogan and stuff, and Powerhouse being as loaded as it is, I don't know how necessary it is. But it would sure be nice, if there's, like, Showdown, steel cage rules, stuff like that. And it's nice to never need an MP trainer. I would imagine this will add a nice amount. Yeah, that was 137. Chemical X is definitely dope on him. Not that he needs it. And honestly, I could look to see if there's other stuff you can... Oh. Oh. Wait a second. No, 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 no. Nope, nope, nope. Better, 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 better. Better, better. No, 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 no. We're just doing... No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope. Better idea. Which one of the Hall of Fame? He start with purple? I think he starts with purple. No, let's do this actually. Let's do Santa. And then let's go back to you. And then let's go with purple. Why 3-click when you can 2? You know what I'm saying? You give me the gear. This works. This is woods, not mellow. You get the point, Chris. But, hold on, this gets way more interesting. Why 3-click when you can 2? What am I short? Did I use... What'd I do wrong? 4, 8. Oh, no, we're good. I have the other finisher in. Never mind. We're fine. We're fine. That's with Chemical X, though, so I'll run it with the braid, too, Chris. Oh, that's a big cascade. That was even harder. Yeah, me too, Bill's Mafia. You have to remember, right? I think Goldberg's... I don't remember. I have to look every time. I think Goldberg's green? Molly's black, Goldberg's green, and I think Ron is purple. Which actually... Let me do this differently. If Ron is purple... Let's do it here for 40. And then we can take Santa off. Yep, JBL's red. I don't have him, so I always remember that. Because I don't have him. I think Ron's purple. I think. Yep. Ron is yellow? Dang it. Son of a gun. Alright, well then no. Kill that idea. All gem color would be really nice on him with the purple. Because he's blown up the whole board, and then we could drop Santa. Anyway, it works. It works fine. It works well. Let's do it without the Chemical X. That was obviously a good hit. And I would just leave the reversal still in. Why not have the reversal, right? So keep the reversal in, and then just 2-click it this way. And let's just remove this and see what he... 2 clicks work. This is also the moment, though, too, Chris. Is this moment? I thought I saw that the zombie moments were going to be on the prize wall. But I don't think I noticed them. Have you guys noticed if they're on the prize wall or not? Or in the milestones somewhere? Next week. Ah, thanks, Dirty. Lots of loot box gems. This one's yucky. So this is without plates, 2-click. Oh, that's a huge cascade, so that's big. Yeah, no, honestly, yeah, I would take his gear, because that now you're 2-clicking him. Plus, okay, Scott, thank you. So it's basically, this seems like a similar esque to the Turtle and Rocky event. Yeah, Turtles and Rocky, similar esque. Um, so yeah, and then I would run him with the if you really wanted to be douchey, Chris, Veer Plate to drain their MP. So yeah, I think for sure if I could take any gear, it would be Zombie Punk gear of them, hands down. Just because it gives you way more flexibility. Now you can 2-click that stuff, and that's gorgeous. You know. Um, Throw a Veer on there if you want to drain them. A couple different primary plate options to boost it a little bit. Um, yeah, that would be the gear I would pick to answer your question. Um, this one takes longer, but it's probably really solid too with the moment and stuff. But it's not. I don't know how hard it's gonna hit, but it would be not nerfable. So let's take a look at that as well. Since we're kind of talking about the non-nerfable, and then we go back to 3-click. Yeah, it's really smooth. I would probably make him my main powerhouse if I had its gear. I think. Probably. I'm just sort of curious about this. I don't think it's going to be better at all. I also don't have the moment, but... Well, let's find somebody with more health, because I didn't add that up. And that X-Break damage isn't nerfable like JBL. So... Yeah, I really, really like his character design as far as his movesets. Taker's got a lot. Yeah. Went through Sammy, no problem. All right. How much of this 79 mil are we going to remove? Okay. Quite a lot. So that's a decent... That's an option, too. That would probably be really decent, maybe. It usually never is. I was just thinking for like an X-Break boss, but it's usually never enough on those, so I'm smoking crack. It's never enough. That's cool. Yeah, I really like the punk gear. Yes, yes, really like the punk gear. Um, Green gem, that's just gonna depend. We're staying away from subs and we're staying away from choose. So yeah, those two things probably are workable for punk. And Derek, you still here, bud? He was asking about boss earlier. These are going to be increased, aren't they? I guess it's not reflecting on here yet. Let's see where that is. Oh, that's somewhere. Thought I had. Where did I see that? That is the increase? Oh, all right. 3 times is not very much. Botch gems. Do you even have a lady that does decent? Is that Liv that does botches? I don't think there's anyone that even does a bunch, is there? Um, Zombie Liv. That's how much per month? 113K. No, that's not gonna do it. Molly does too, yeah. She does how much? 175 for every botch gem. Not enough, I don't think. Yeah, Naomi would work because you overwrite the botches, so it's like the 7 times with the buff. So yeah, Naomi I could see being decent. You want to overwrite these, right? Like, and I don't know if there's anyone that good for the rest of it. Um, oh, Naomi actually has a botch finisher too, doesn't she? 412K per botch. What's up, Corntall? How you doing? Let's look at Naomi. That one, that's a kind of a big number. It's 7 times, 7 times. So maybe she's got a big base. Big base. That finisher. 412K. And does recycle. And you would get more botches out the second time. That's fine. It would be that. And it would be Santa. And then Botchy Botch. Right. Y'all. And what's the highest botch? Is it 100%? No, Corntel, I didn't. He's really fun. But I didn't get him. He's super fun though. Which one are you enjoying? Triple blue or so we got 1,000,000. Without the moment, we got 1,000,007. 07205. And at first there's only gonna be 21. 21. I don't know if you could get this out twice though on turn 1. Do you guys think you could cycle this twice on turn 1? Maybe because you're not breaking gems? Times 21 gems. So the first cycle should do like in boss. This should do like 180 million. Right on, Corntel. And then the second cycle should double that. Because you'll have 6 columns out. And does the boss overwrite? Additional damage. It does make silence gems. Okay, so you would lose your botches every round and have to start over. But 180 if you can get it twice. 180 plus 360. Would be 540 million on turn 1, or each turn if you can do it twice. Green, green, purple. What's the purple move? Which purple move? The finisher? Are you using the multiplies, Corntal? I did that yesterday, and you think I would remember. That's the multiplies, right? What's up, Mikeel? Alright, Chris. 3, 2, 1, go. Because this would be the same we'll just double whatever the time is. Because we're not breaking any gems. Also, my moves are in the wrong order, so... 4 a.m. Right on. Thanks for joining, bud. It feels pretty fast, though. It feels really fast. Up to this point. A little bit kicky there. But we don't break any gems, so... Where did that time out, Chris? Because we don't care about the thingy-majiggy there. So we would just double it. So as long as we're under 30 seconds, and I didn't have my move ordered, then it should be able to put it down twice every turn. 28 after the... So, yeah, that should work easily then. Because you just need to get it clicked. That should be doable too easily. So, yeah, Naomi Botch, that's like, should do like 560 million more if you have the moment. Do you have the moment, Chris? I think Chris does. Does the moment add botch? Oh my gosh. 200% more, dude. I'm only adding 160%. That's another 800. That's like 1.8 million. So 1.8 times 21 gems. You should do like, you should do 302 million? Like 300 million and 600 million. You'll probably do 900 million then, Chris, with the moment, if my math is right. Not Goldberg, Zandel. He was, how do you didn't get Goldberg, Zandel? He was the A tier. How did you not get Goldberg? You missed Goldberg? Oh, the Jug Trainer. Only if you're gonna use him. So, been watching old WCW. Oh, right on, Eagles. Bull was awesome. The Jug Trainer Goldberg, if you're gonna use him, absolutely is worth it. Like if you're gonna use Sammy and you're gonna use Dom because you want to use Dom, not because he's the best striker. Or if you're gonna use Foley, Hall of Fame Foley. Yeah, that's of course. I think the ability is the best reason to use a UCC on someone. How many? I wouldn't on Naomi, truthfully. You have Bailey, so I don't feel like you need Naomi. Ron with everything, like with one gear and the moment is kind of like game changing at striker because you can just one click. But if you don't have the gear, then you have to 2 or 3 click. So maybe not game changing if you have like Yeet, if you have OTC, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh, corn dog, I would take that trade in a heartbeat. Goldberg's really good, Hall of Fame Goldberg, but I wouldn't use UCC on an A tier, right? So the trainer part, yeah, I could see that. Ron, I don't think is necessarily super important to you, Zandel, unless you're really struggling at strikers, or if you have his gear and the moment, then he becomes like crazy good for being able to like one click and stuff. You know what I mean? And that gives him an advantage over any other striker. But so only Striker Goldberg's a good trainer to have, but if you don't need it, you should just save your currency till you need it. You know what I mean? That's the advice I would give you, Sandel. Ron, you don't have his gear, so you probably won't transform anything. And Naomi, you have Zombie Bailey. I would just sit tight and save your currency. Yeah, for sure, Scott. I'm saying like I wouldn't spend my currency to do like something as good or very similar or very close. Um, if it was gonna upgrade him significantly, or it was a crazy good trainer. Yeah. Yeah, for sure, Chris. I mean, it's not like you can have a few where it's not really a big deal. You know what I mean? Like when you're super fast on other stuff, because, we're just trying to get through our points as quick as possible more than anything. So, yeah, Naomi should be really good. For sure. Is she chaotic or is she focused? She's focused. She's focused striker, I know that. So Naomi will be really good, better if you have the moment, like her. Um I feel like there's nobody that's super big trap damage, so and then X break, I don't. Yep. Exactly, Chris. I'm gonna use Striker Dom because it's funny for me. I'll use him and Ron for sure. Um Probably Chelsea is decent here, but it's only 3 times. So and there's no plates. So you would just 2-click Chelsea. So you can maybe cycle it maybe 3 times, but I kind of doubt it. But Chelsea should be good with the purple build, but it's only 3 times, so maybe not great. Mine will probably hit for I don't know what. Without the plate, I suppose 70 or 80? 70, maybe 80. And then the multiplier maybe over 300 million. So Chelsea should be really good if you have a really good setup. If you have the purple setup that hits hard with Chelsea, she should be good here. Um, does she have? What does she have? Something weird. I don't think it's botch though, or traps. It's silence. That's what it was. Okay, I knew she had something gimmicky. So not her. Mm, I guess I can do this. Well, that's a short botch list. Oh, that's destroy. Hold on. You. Nope. Nope. Oh, why did this say? Am I blind? Did it not say she had traps? She does not have traps. What? Okay, I'm just blind? Alright, whatever. Yeah. Not a lot here. EO, yes. Potential. That's not what I picked. Because she can overwrite them all, so the 25 traps would have a 7 times bonus. Um, or 700%. She's got a gem buff, which is good. And then the whole area blue, which is her primary color. The problem is getting it all loaded and reloading it. Agreed, Chris. Best ones, Naomi with the moment looks good, yeah. Sherry, maybe? I don't know, I haven't looked at it yet. I feel like EO would be really difficult to get everything loaded. But the green to you'd want the green to blue to green plate to reload this move. That would be fine. And then you could just load them as they load, but you're not going to have the traps down all the time after you get rolling. So I think Chelsea's a much better pick than EO, to be honest, probably. I think. Yeah, I think I would say Chelsea here. Just gonna give him hers isn't high enough on the botches. And Sherry makes cross breaks that don't show up because it's off of the snowfalls. Yeah, 250% boost. So you get the boost and then the 7 times. Yeah, she should be solid, potentially solid. Uh-huh. Yeah, if you ever gold for some reason. I wouldn't recommend taking her gold, but she should be solid. Naomi and her. Boy, there's not necessarily a ton of really good options, is it? Purple? Purple, purple. Read this purple. Read this blue with that. What does she do with their other stuff? She's an acro. I think she just blue, right? She do... I don't know what else she does right off the top of my head. That's all just blue. Oh, Riptide's purple. Yeah. Okay. Mm. Ooh, I don't like Juggernaut gems. The swiping takes a while, but I mean, yeah, Rhea's workable in there. Drip Coda don't think will be good. Because black gems. I guess Rhea could do some purple work. Yeah, no. So Becky can't activate her buff, but she can get a 7 times buff on the trap gems. I wouldn't bother with the sub because it's gonna take too long. But you could just throw the traps and break the traps. It's a 7 times buff. Not great, but I guess that's something if you ever leveled up. And then there's also the 1 MP green move here. That you could hit, not for a ton necessarily because the base is pretty small, so it might not be worth the time. But Becky is sort of interesting-ish, not really, but there's not a lot of great options here, I don't think. Game? Oh. Why can't I click the manage button? That was weird. Okay. Ew. Gross. No, that's not. Yeah, I don't like the options here. Who do you guys like at aggressive? I don't really love the options. I think Rhea? I mean, and Becky. So I probably use Rhea. And here, it's got traps. Molly sort of has botches. You know what? You could do actually with Molly is you could do this. Uh-huh. I was just wondering about putting the jugs down, the countdowns down, swiping, getting the jug buff, then having the board full of botches, and then overwriting all the botches for the 7 times buff with the buff. I feel like this could work a little bit. Reloading would be hard though. But you'd at least get one decent hit in. And then you could just spam your yellows after that. The other thing with Molly too, guys, that you can do, which is kind of sneaky, is you can put your juggernauts out, swipe twice, and then just spam this the rest of the time. And you keep your juggernaut buff. So you would only use the juggernaut the first time, swipe once, put this out, swipe twice, juggernaut goes off, countdowns go off. Then you just chuck your yellow gems the rest of the time and throw botches. I wouldn't throw botches after that. I would just do it once and chuck your yellow gems buffed, probably, depending on your team. 175k is okay, but it's not a ton. Let's kind of transition that though, and see what that looks like. Yeah, I know. I grouped with you. I watched you do it. You did it very well. You could also do this, and this is if you have one gear, just woods and you're loaded. So you could just use purple woods and then start using the botch trainers. And once the botches were out, that could maybe work. And then use matchy match to get it loaded because you're only choosing 5. I think I would use matchy match question mark. And then is there a big botch person here? Becky. This botch. 60%. No, it's only gonna get, well, it's just not gonna get high enough, I don't think, to be worth it. Probably. But there's not a lot of good options, so maybe it is. I think my mouse is tripping. I think I need to get a new mouse. Clicker isn't clicking very well sometimes. Or maybe my fingers don't. Where did I go past? You know what? I don't think. I really don't. 50% is close enough. I saw you. Yeah. 437k, so like 450k is all you'd get botch wise. But 450, you get the whole board though, times 49. Like 160 million, 170 million. Then what? Once you had the botches out, you would overwrite them, though, with this. That could be a decent move set, too, though. So Molly could be useful that botch way, too. What's the deal with the shield? Is there a shield? Loss damage, no freeze. That's good. What colors? 250 gem shield, any color? Yeah, I'd just run Molly and just spam the shield, I think. To be honest. There. So I don't think, yeah. Probably would do that. And Liv has botches, but I don't know how good that is. 113k. Not crazy about that. So yeah. Kinda this is at least we don't need unfreeze. I will say. We don't need unfreeze. The shield is all gems. That should be good. There are not a lot of heavy hitting options. So I think I'd just run this on my defensive because it'll be good on the shield and I can just grow the gem damage with the buff. Just 2-click a bunch. Is that, you guys think that's crazy? Break the shield, just keep growing the buff with the gem damage. Should get pretty big pretty fast. Like by the end of turn 2, she'll probably be hitting like super hard, I would think. And not worry, or even red might be better. Red might be better, actually. Would that be better? Hmm. No, how would I get back to it? How would I get back to it? Blue increases your red MP, but how would I get back to the blue? Yeah. 400%. That's the reds right there. I don't know, Chris. Like, maybe put the purple in. Simply to, if you have time to hit it. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of a round, if you think you're going to be able to get that one more move in and be kind of in between. Then maybe. Yeah. She doesn't use, if you're, yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think I might use Lyra or Molly in this spot, to be honest. Both kind of doing the same sort of thing. I'll use Molly first because I have a technician promoter, but I mean, Indy also hits for 120 million, but the recycle's kind of slow. So I don't love that. Didn't what's her butt get reworked? I don't know that it's enough to matter. Yeah, no, that's not enough to matter. It's got to be a technician, not a technician. Okay. Yeah, I think something like that. I mean, you know, I mean, if you have it, obviously, not everyone's gonna have Naomi, but somebody, Naomi or Sherry. And then if not, someone that can grow their gem damage, probably with a buff. So like Liv, who lots of people have and leveled up, you could just keep hitting these two moves over and over, right? So somebody like Liv would be good. Plates don't matter, so just move a strap. Anybody that you can do something like that, not if you don't have the other stuff, especially since we don't need unfreeze, and the shield can be broken by any color. I think anyone that can break a bunch of gems, grow their gem damage will be useful if you don't have one of the few really big hitters, which there aren't very many of. Um, Naomi seems like she's going to be really good. Chelsea, if you have rare stuff, should be pretty good. Solid if you don't. She can break a lot of gems. Probably Rhea or Becky, some version. Becky can break a ton of gems too. Not quite a full board, but she can spam the black gems, so she'll be good on the shield. So probably Rhea and Becky there. For people that are decent, because the worst case, you can just spam a bunch of black gems over and over with this. And then you can throw traps out and get 7 times on that. Not going to be crazy at all. At all, at all. But it's like hitting 7 times multiplies. The purple finisher makes purple gems too. Oh, on Lyra? Ooh, that would be good with the Yeet. I forgot about that. No plates though, Chris. No plates. No plates. So never mind. Because plates are not in play. If plates were in play, yes. But no plates. Our plates don't matter. So yeah, just 2-clicker. Our plates don't matter. Stupid steel cage. Stupid. Yeah, it's the steel cage. It's easy to forget about. Asuka can also grow her gem damage quite significantly. Steel cage rules suck. They were fine the first time around. They've implemented them terribly. Asuka will be good too, because she can just keep growing her gem damage. So, I mean, I start out at 100 million, it's going to double every time. So if I can get 2 down a turn, that's pretty decent as well. So Lyra, Asuka, whatever feels easier, you have a promoter for, sort of thing to start. But whatever you feel like you can cycle through better, and where you can get, there's not a ton of good options for sure, guys. So a lot of it is just pick people that can break the shield, or someone that has your boss breaker that lowers the damage. I can't think of the name of it right now. Exhaust. And then does she have a buff? Bosses damage. Yeah, neutralize for sure. Because you can remove the damage buff for 2 turns. So neutralize with your chaotic person. So neutralize, and then will be decent. Then this one, just use your heal. Big show. How do you really feel? How do you really feel? Oh, you guys want to see? Let's do Zombie LA Night real quick, because we're getting close to the end. Something like that. It should probably be a bit of a rough boss battle, but not rough in the sense that you won't win turn 1, but it should be fine. You don't even need to unfreeze really. So as long as one person on your team can do decent damage, you should be fine. Realistically, right? I don't see it being a hard one. I just don't see it being a fast one. Does that make sense? Like, as long as you bring somewhat of a non-ridiculous set of characters, you should be able to win. You're just not going to win quickly for most of it. So I don't think it's a hard boss. I do think it's going to be a longer boss, if that makes sense. For most factions. Correct. Exactly what you said, Chris. Exactly what you said. Zombie LA real quick. I can show you guys stuff. His gear adds a bunch of yellow gem damage. I think it's 150 or 175%. He's got this thing that looks... Never mind. I can tell you right now, if I got approached about a character I had in game as much as I want to be in a video game, and they're like, Mherex, we're gonna put this limp dangly thing sticking out of your forehead. That's the only way you're getting in the game. I'd probably be like, nah, nah. But LA Knight was like, I don't, I mean, I don't know what to say. Steel Cage is faster, McMenemy. It should stand up when you hit his finisher. I see what you did there. He's like supposed to be a lantern fish, right? A lantern fish? From the side view, it looks really depressing. So I wouldn't show this gear. Yellow gems do 150% more damage. I would choose his stock zombie gear. This doesn't affect the movesets we're running. So it's kind of funny. This is pictures him on the moment, but you're like, what? Never mind. It doesn't matter. Not important. And the most effective thing I found without plates is to double buff, which is not ideal. Oh yeah, that's no strap. I should probably put a strap. For what, Corntull? I don't use Zombie Live. So help me out. I can tell you how I would set her up for whatever particular thing you want to use her for, but I don't ever use her. Oh, yeah, no one can. That's because she's not good, Corntull. That's why I don't use her. Liv is not good. I don't have a strap equipped right here. That did 54 million without a strap. But you gotta... It's a lot of clicks. The problem with... you can do less clicks and still hit hard. But you need different plates. Yes, she's annoying to face and annoying to play. That's the definition of Zombie Live. Yeah, just use 2 moves during boss, Corntull. Just buff and chuck. Yeah, right, exactly. She just, you give her a bunch of health and equip her kick out, and she's just a pain. Right? She's annoying to face, annoying to play. It's a really good description of Zombie Live. In my opinion, it's a good description. Alright. Will gear let you 2-click? Because you guys know I love my 2-click. That would be perfect if gear could 2-click. Then I would be like, I would say, yeah, to using Zombie LA. Hmm. 53 million, not quite there for that. We can add 50% more gem damage, though. Gosh, that thing sticking out of his forehead's killing me. Does anyone think that's cool? The little lantern tentacle coming on his forehead. Does anyone think that's actually cool? Yeah. Uh-huh. What Corntal said. Thanks, McMenemy. All right. So it's not just me? Okay. I'm not feeling that one. Obviously, you put the yellow Royal Rumble. This hits very hard. Little Monsters movie. That's fair enough. Who the Fook? Oh, treading dangerously there, saying your name. What about with his plate getting an extra 50%? Yellow Royal Rumble, it'll hit very hard, but that does sort of mitigate the speed of the 2 quickness when you're using the Royal Rumble. However, you know, it is doable, usable, certainly. How did we do less that time? What? Huh? What? I don't. I think I've been streaming too long. Did I do something wrong there? That was like 10 million less with 50% more gem damage. Did I get a big yellow cascade that I didn't notice? I put the right plate on, right? How did we do less? Whatever. Let us change them for free. Yeah, so Corn Dog, I don't know why they want to limit plates so hard. I guess they think we wouldn't want multiple copies, but who wants to change them around in the middle of a feud? I mean, there should be more plate swaps, you know? Like, for sure. No one wants to switch plates back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. We'd still be trying to get a bunch of them, you know? So, that was weird. Whatever. Yeah, I know. It's super disappointing. It stifles creativity, in my opinion. So I don't like it. Here's the yellow rumble. Where are you, yellow rumble plate? Oh no. I have a feeling I know why that's equipped. No! Don't do it. You're a young man, Steve. Yes, it really is, Chris. 100%. You did miss the giveaway. Did you see 2-click Punk? That would be the only thing that would really interest you. So 2-click Zombie LA is fine with gear, but he needs Royal Rumble, so that kind of negates the 2-click. Which is unfortunate. Also, the lantern on his head, the as Corntal said, the PP lantern on his head is really something. Looks like he's trying to eat it. Ah, ah. I'm gonna bite this. Ah. I'm a zombie. I bite this. I don't know. No, I better quit talking before I get myself in trouble. And then, of course, you can also do the tomfoolery with the choose and the Piper plate, which works really well. And you can do way, way, way more damage if you want to double stuff up and take forever. LA Knight can hit super hard. But I mean, who wants to do that many move animations of slow superplexes? I don't. It's with the gear, corn dog. It's only with the gear. And boy is it something. This is the other move set with the Piper plate. You obviously could choose to have Cascade risk and, you know, that kind of nonsense, but it just takes too long. It's 122 million. Anyway, long story short, Zombie LA Knight hits harder with his gear. So if you like his gameplay now, and he is your favorite trickster now, get his gear and he will be more favorite. So yeah, of the gears, I think Punk's is by far the most beneficial. And two clicking for a bunch of damage is really cool. But it's also the most expensive gear. Actually, we don't know where Zombie LA Knight's gear is, apparently. That's probably in the other prize wall that's coming. So, yeah. I think I would probably, for zombies, be inclined to take shards first if it recruited them for me. Although for a lot of people, I could see this being really tempting, and a lot of people don't have this. Potentially your short sheriff's badge plates, maybe you want that. This one is not super duper interesting. This one doesn't work on very many people, so. Nice, Head Murphy. Bailey, if you don't have Zombie Bailey, getting her recruited would be an excellent goal, right? Yeah, Bailey would be an excellent goal. Zom Swoggle, probably October. If you don't have Bailey, she's really, really good, especially if you have Mellow, but even if you don't, Bailey's really, really good. Yeah, I'm only missing on I'm missing him by like 465 shards, so I'm hoping I can get here, but I'm not holding my breath. Yeah, it really depends what you have. Sammy gear, yes, is actually very good. Tuso gear, if you want to two-click him, is very good. Cody gear is very good if you're using middle lane. Cody is actually very fast, very good powerhouse. Yeah, this year's gears, I really only like the punk gear. Personally. That's the only one I'm super interested in. So probably the top gears, I mean, like, would be these two, this one, maybe these two. Ray's more interesting than anything, though, like, more than he's, like, awesome, although he's really good for boss when it's blue boss. But he's just kind of a hair short or a little slow to hit super hard, you know? I guess if that makes sense. Heartstopper has a lot of decent spots, too. Yeah, if you have to choose, I feel like getting him will probably be better, to be honest, Chris, simply because there's going to be prize walls in October where having all the zombies will work out for you. And so I would have to choose as well between getting Punk or his gear, assuming I can get that far. And I would just take recruiting Punk at this point because the coach is useful. I don't care for these. It's so random, right? So I don't particularly care for those. Um, Obviously, recruiting zombies helps you. These are relatively, the live shards are super good price. So if you're short live shards, recruiting her is great. That's a big chunk of Tuso shards. So yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I got like 10 minutes left. You guys want to see anything specifically, zombie or not? Don't really care. I'm quite at my leisure. Anything you guys want to see? You want to see anything on my roster? Doesn't really matter. I'm G with whatever. Main account, this account, my account, what have you. We're gonna raid Professor. He's got giveaways and stuff. So we'll raid Professor Zomfather. No, thank you, Corntel. I always like talking to you. Like seeing you. I think you're in my faction still. You know, Good peoples. Let me switch to my account. I like my account more. Eh. Everyone get your zombie stuff done today. There is a couple 24-hour things. Beat the tour, the bronze tour 3 times, and then talent up any zombie for 3K. Make sure and get those done. Those are 24-hour things. Is there anything else that's time sensitive today? This, I should really do this. Do your showdown. Your Rhea showdown. Really? Great. What do you mean? Hopefully it's been helpful. You're welcome. You're saying thank you, so I assume it's been helpful. But what did I do specifically? How did I don't have any you can really? Are you serious? You have every zombie maxed? That's not good. That sucks. I find that hard to believe. There's got to be a zombie you don't have maxed, dude. Hmm. No. No. I want higher points. This first one's starting out sometime. This one. This one works. A zombie Hogan rework? That would be cool. It's the way I explain certain parts of the game. Oh, right on, great. Well, as long as it's helpful, then I'm happy about it, you know? You're missing 3 zombies, Stone Cold? Which 3? Guess Paige is gonna get some for me. It's gonna be... Oh, I'm sorry, Baloo. That is painful. Gross, man. Z Bailey, Tuso, and Z Sammy? So, wait. Somehow you got Punk in Zombie LA but missed Zombie Bailey? That's crazy. Sorry, B-Rock. Just snagged Z Orton off a single pull. That's awesome, freak. Congrats. I just recently got Orton. He took forever for me to get. Forever. Like, this last October, I finally recruited him. Finally. After he was no longer of interest to me. But hey, I got him. His coach is useful sometimes. Oh my gosh, one true. You go away. Calvin's missing HBK, Orton, Punk, and Knight. Gotta catch them all, right? I mean, I guess, yeah. That has a whole new meaning now with Scopely looking. It went through, right? They did acquire Pokemon Go. I'm pretty sure it went through. Let me Google. Yeah, gotta catch them all has a brand new meaning. Oh, thank you, Ratonage. On March 12th, Nintanic announced that it sold its video game unit to Scopely, a mobile game maker owned by Saudi Royal Investment Fund, for 3.5 billion. 3.5 billion. What? You don't want Squirtle, Head Murphy? Can we get a Squirtle, I don't know, who'd make a good Squirtle? Squirtle Otis? Get a Squirtle Otis in here. Hate Pokemon? Oh. I was meaning Pokemon from the sense that you gotta get every new character. Not that we'd have a crossover with Pokemon, but I mean, you'd think if we could have a crossover, we'd have one with like Marvel Strike Force superheroes kind of thing. So I would be surprised. I don't think crossover with other Scopely IP is on the list. But not like I know that stuff because they don't. That's not. I don't work for Scopely. I know this surprises some people, and they don't really tell me a lot of anything. You play Monopoly Go? Is it fun? I've heard good things. That would be cool, Eagles. What if they made a superstar catcher game where you had to battle other wrestlers and then they would join your roster? Like open world, walk around, like Pokemon style, but instead of throwing Pokeballs, you would just fight them. Then you would acquire them on your roster. And you could level them up and stuff. That sounds heckin' fun. We got to make this happen, Eagles. Let's take both things and combine it into something cool. One's enough for you, Corntel? Yeah, I used to play Marvel Strike Force. I played for like 3 years. I don't anymore. That would be super fun, actually. Great. That would be really fun. I'm down, new and interesting. Let's patent this, Eagles, and find somebody that can code. And then, so we don't have to buy a WWE license. Let's just make generic wrestlers. Let's just rip off the... Who played, what wrestling game was it on the Nintendo that had Starman? Throw steel chairs? That would be dope. Pro wrestling? Yeah. We'll rip off like Starman, and then who was the one that was always in the WCW NWO Revenge games? The oh, what company made those? Let me find this. Give me a second. That was it the THQ? Did they have the THQ guy? I forget what they called him. They had like their generic, I think it was in the Creator Wrestler or whatever, and he was like really good, like generic one. I forget what he's even called. Oh, AKI, I think it was. Because AKI is the developer's name. So THQ was the publisher and AKI was the developer. I think it was like AKI Man or something like that. He was like super good. You guys remember that? Hey, look, I'm gonna Google that. Get a picture. I feel like you're gonna think I'm crazy. Yeah, here it is. I got the Google picture. Hold on. That is correct. I Googled it. You remember. Just so you guys don't think I'm crazy. Look at those graphics back in the day. Look at that face. Man, so realistic. I forgot how realistic the graphics were back in the day. You know what I mean? That is, oof. Those games were great, dude. Really, really fun games. I played the crap out of those. That game, yeah, those games were so fun. Speaking of kid arcade games, what are some of them you guys played a ton? Do you guys remember the Simpsons arcade game and the Turtles? I played both of those on the arcade a lot. You had WCW versus NWO Revenge. Yeah, there were some really good ones. They made like 3 or 4, I want to say. Yeah, it didn't. They were kind of around the same time as like GoldenEye and stuff. So we used to like play a bunch of GoldenEye, and then we'd play the wrestling ones, and then on the Nintendo 64 for those ones. Simpsons, Turtles, Mortal Kombat. I played a bunch of Altered Beast back in the day. That's really old. Altered Beast, if any of you guys remember that one. Rise from the grave. Oh, Head Murphy remembers. Okay. All right. Right on. Right on. The so I grew up in Minnesota. There's this like it was kind of like a knockoff Kmart or Target. It was called Pomida. What a weird name. Pomida. And they in the when you'd walk in, they actually had an arcade Pong machine. So I used to play arcade on Pong. Pong on the arcade, I guess is proper grammatical. Double Dragon was really good on arcade. I don't think I played Bonk's Adventure, but I have heard good things. Actually, don't think I played Bonk's Adventure. Battletoads, definitely played that. What's up with the... Ah! Did you see that character's name? That guy's name was Blame Scopely, as I refreshed super quickly. Where is somebody... I'm not right... I'm 913. What's going on, game? Don't do me like this. WrestleFest. Bro's live now? Alright, I'll raid him up. We'll raid Bro. He's giving away crap, so you guys can win. I don't think I played that one, Corntail, actually. I played a bunch of wrestling ones, but I don't think I played that one. Professor. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. Oh, NBA Jam. Yeah, that one got played a ton. Area 51 had the guns shooting. The light guns. That was super fun. Super duper fun. Pinball. I played a ton of pinball in general. I still love pinball. I want a pinball machine one of these days. Raid Professor underscore underscore. Virtual Cop was really good too. Corntel, you know what I used to do, or Chris? I would pay and put a quarter on both sides so I could use two guns at once, and then I would play with both guns. I got a lot of weird looks at arcades when I did that. That was super fun. Yeah, if you ever go to a arcade again, guys, and they have a light any game gun game like that, definitely put the quarter in the other side too, so you can use dual wield them. It's super fun. Recommend. Die Hard Arcade was awesome. I don't know if I played that one, Head Murphy. There was a Terminator one too that had like a little Uzi that you would shoot. That one was pretty fun. And then I forget what it was called, but there was this one where gosh, it had like a firefighter hose and you'd put out fire and the hose would like shake and stuff. That one was really fun too, actually. I don't even know what that was called. But that one was super fun too. All right, guys. Take care. Raid's about to happen. So thanks for hanging out. I had fun. Good luck this week. I'll try and stream tomorrow or the next day on my channel because it's been too long since I've streamed. So I'll try and get live tomorrow or the next day. Maybe play some boss live on stream or whatever. That was an MTG game.